Hi everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. Just going to dive into Vechain once again. Thank you for your support. Okay, big the CoinsKid crew. So Vechain is doing incredibly well as expected. I did relay this message to you. I've been keeping people updated in the Discord with the trades and setups and things like that. And this is why, I've created that, community for yourselves. Not necessarily a course or anything like that, which is what I see a lot of scammers do in this space to sell courses. If you do want a course, the only thing I would advise is just going on YouTube and teaching yourself. That's, the only thing that's going to teach you in this space is experience, not a course. Okay, but if you want to be a part of an amazing community where you get indicators, trade setups, ideas, being part of a family where we're all bantering back and forth and helping one another out, executing stop losses and shorts and trade setups and things like that, just really simply just helping each other, which is more important than courses and things like that, in my opinion, is the CoinsKid crew. Basically just get your bum in the CoinsKid crew, because like I've been telling you for many years, we are the elite crew here. Okay, we are the best crew on the internet, and this is why right now, if you drop into the Discord, you will see in the TA section, in the altcoins, in the Bitcoin, in the Ethereum and things like that, you will see so many people that are absolutely creaming this market. They're doing incredibly well, because they've just sat, paid attention, educated themselves, and gone around the block, and they've got the experience. A course won't do that. Okay, a course for me is garbage, basically, and this is not what I sell. I don't sell a course, I sell a community, and this is something I've been trying to sell to you to help you in the space for a very long time. And so far it's playing off to those people that took the courage to get involved in the community, to grind out every day, looking at posts and reading the community and getting involved and bantering back and forth. They are now reaping dividends, not because of some course that Blockchain Backer sold, or Ben Cohen sold, or Alessio Astani sold, or Crypto Crew University sold. I personally think that them guys are scammers, because they're not selling what is most important, which is experience and a community right there. So this is why I do think, if I wasn't in the community, I would absolutely be in this community. So far so good. For those people that missed out on the Vechain trade, I'm going to go through the charts with you in a moment, but so far so good. We're absolutely killing this market across the board, and this is exactly what we anticipated. So exactly this, I'm glad someone finally noticed the cheap subscription. I wanted to give people all the community and tools for a minimal fee. You see some courses out there for thousands of dollars and info you can get on YouTube. Scammers. It makes me really angry, honestly. When you are in the elite CKC, you get so much more than a course. You get what is important: a community. Okay, you're part of a family right there, where we're all helping each other out. We've all got the same intentions basically going forward. So anyway, enough spiel, let me dive into the Vechain chart to show you what I'm looking at right now. Okay, so taking a quick look at the Vechain chart at the bottom and the total 2 chart at the top. At the moment, this is why I do remain in my Vechain position. Obviously, I'm looking for more price structure in the Vechain chart to flip incredibly bearish, but at the moment I'm holding on and I'm looking for this big vertical, and there's confluence in many other charts as well. Okay, and I've been showing you this. So really simple. This is the previous bull market high just there, and I actually think, and as daft as it sounds, and it sounds really silly, but I actually think we're still in a bull market here for Vechain. I actually think this was merely an impulsive wave 3, and what we've got is this last leg here where this is going to do that. Okay, and this is something I've been looking at with yourselves for a very long time, that basically from this impulse here we began an ABC correction for Vechain: an A, a B and a C. Okay, and then in the total 2 chart, which is basically crypto market cap excluding Bitcoin, we had an expanded flat ABC. This was the top of the impulse, not this. And a lot of people, like the Blockchain Backer, Ben Cohen and people like that, they look at that, and I think it's the wrong thing to look at. I think what we've got clearly with confluence, which I've shown you many times over the years, is a lower high B, where we've got a higher high B in the total 2 chart, because it's basically a bull trap, and it tricked me, and I've gone through this with you in many charts. So what I think we've got is an ABC, and right now this is your last leg coming up. This is your blow off top of the cycle, which began at the bear market bottom here for Vechain, where you've had some kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup, and you've got the last impulsive wave coming up. So I do anticipate we could actually see all-time highs here for Vechain. So I'll run through the charts in a moment with you, but one thing I will need to respect and look at the data in this particular chart, the total 2 chart right now, is that what happens at that point, what happens at this technical target that I think we're now in the total 2 chart. So roughly 3.2 trillion. Where will Vechain be at that point? So we can clearly look, if we take in previous historical data as a guidance, then really simply, we've got this resistance at the all-time high in that previous up thrust, that vertical there. Then I think we had the bear market, then we had impulsive wave 1, zigzag 2, 3, expanded flat 4, and this is your last leg of a big cycle. And this is what I've been looking at with yourselves for a very long time. This is it. We're in the last phase here for Vechain. At that point, yeah, I think we enter a bear market, and it's a horrible one at that. Where we'll come down, horrible, nasty, and then we're cooked basically. So I think there's basically a 5-wave move in here for both of these charts: 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5, and we are actually in the last leg right now, right on cue with the last leg of the cycle, with Vechain breaking out right now, doing incredibly well, looking to go vertical like it did there in that impulse. So if I look at the previous time frame, this particular high here, okay, which was the all-time high in January of 2018, where we entered that bear market, you can clearly see that there's striking similarities right now. If we take a look at this particular time frame, this for me is your impulse. Okay, this was an impulse, this was a bear market, this was an impulse, ABC correction, impulse, ABC correction, final impulse. So this particular impulse is strikingly similar to the previous impulse, where if you take a look right on cue, if you take a look at the Vechain chart, we was coming up and we broke out this high here. Once we broke out, you can clearly see that once we took out that resistance in a total 2, we came back to the all-time high to test it. This is where Vechain had a horrible correction. Then we went into the blow off top of that previous impulse, the wave 3. This is where Vechain went absolutely crazy. So basically, this is what I'm anticipating again for Vechain. I think we're in a final impulse here, and if we get something like this where we're breaking out of the all-time high right now, we break out and then we fall back and back test, we're going to offer some beautiful little sweet spots going forward, and then we push up to the technical target, which is your blow off top territory of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup, married up with Vechain's blow off top right there. Okay, so this is what I'm looking at. I'm looking for the validation. I think one of the key things we need to pay attention to is the total 2 chart. If it starts to roll back over and we have some kind of throwback back into this beautiful pattern, which in my opinion is an inverse head and shoulders pattern, and equally a cup and handle pattern, which we've been looking at for a very long time as confluence of the big move up on Vechain. If you start to see a throwback, then obviously it's some kind of bull trap, and I'm completely wrong at this point. But I think the stage is set. I think what we'll get here is really simple. We'll get a continued move, we'll fall back, and then boom, we're gone, and we're up here, and we're making a higher high, because what we've got, and for those people paying attention, is really simple. This low here is basically a higher low, so we're looking for the next high up here, okay, for Vechain, and we're right on cue. This is literally where we are right now. We're busting out of that high there. This is where we are, busting out of that high, pretty much right on cue, as we're taking out that level of resistance there. Look at that, right on cue, we're doing that, taking out this high, which is your all-time high, fall back to support, you have some kind of correction, and then boom, we go with this blow off top, like that cycle there. That's what I'm looking at. Now, why am I looking at that 3.2 trillion? Really, really simple. It's the technical target right now of this yellow neckline, which is your inverse head and shoulders pattern, and equally the cup and handle pattern here for the total 2 market cap. We broke up, we got back above the CoinsKid ribbon on the weekly time frame. We're holding support, we're looking to break bull and get that big vertical in the final 5th wave here in some kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup. And typically right on cue in the final 5th wave, this is where we do start to see these verticals. Look at this, these verticals. Look at that, because look here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at that, the final 5th wave. This is where Vechain will go vertical. So this is what I anticipate right now. There's no reason for me to be bearish on Vechain. I'm bullish. I'm looking at the setups across the board, but obviously in time I will flip bearish, so stay tuned for that analysis. But let's dive into the Vechain chart to try and find some targets going forward. But I'm just keeping on the total 2. People get really annoyed that I look at the charts, but they give me clues basically, and this is one of the major clues I was looking at with yourselves, and the rut is why I was really, really bullish on Vechain in September. Let's dive into the Vechain chart round so we can see, okay? So please definitely get involved in the Discord, because it is easy for me to get these video updates out. Obviously, I did post this on the 15th of November. XRP may be giving us a looking glass of the future of altcoins that have not yet taken out their March local high. The CoinsKid lifeline has flipped green on the 5-day time frame. It did that last year in October before a 5-wave move up into March this year. If we see a wave 3 here, I expect to see a rally to new all-time highs at the 2.618 fib for VET. Good luck all. So I'll go through that with you in today's charts. But equally, there was another post that I made on the 19th of September in the Discord. I did make a video as well, targeting a daily falling wedge here for Vechain, 3rd point resistance. If we see the break, primary target is the top of the wedge. That trade has played out like an absolute boss. It did break out, fell back to support, held the high low, and boom, that was a nice little trade within itself. So again, it's just easy for me to post that content. Let me show you the setup on the Vechain chart right now, okay? So going forward with Vechain, I get a lot of every day, like, when Vechain, and things like that. I want to do Vechain videos for you every day, but I am really busy, and hopefully I can free some time and, you know, start doing more videos like I used to. A lot more videos. That'd be absolutely amazing, and find opportunities. But, you know, what I've been doing in the background when I've not had much time is I've been building the tools and the skill sets for you to find these opportunities. For example, you go on CoinsKid.com, and in the index it tells you the opportunities, you know, buying opportunities and things like that. And these are the tools that I've been building and relaying to you for a very long time. You know, at the end of the day, I've relayed this before, I will eventually walk away from this YouTube channel. I don't want to be doing this for life, so I'm just trying to, you know, help you and educate you and give you the tools that you need, that you don't need anybody anymore. You don't need to be watching videos and listening to people and their moonshot theories and things like that, or, you know, their bear shot theories or whatever. You just don't need that. You do this yourself, you know, with the guidance of the tools that I've built you and the community that I've built for you as well. Really, really simple. So, you know, relying on the indicator that I built for you, the CoinsKid crew, you know, basically the CoinsKid ribbon here, the buy and sell indicator. If you take a look last year, flip green in October, look at that, huge vertical followed, and then we flip red way back there in April. That was part of Confluence My Analysis. Look, we're dropping, descending triangle, we're coming down the stairs, we've got the red sell dot, see you later, we're in a correction. And at that point we've reversed, and we've recently printed the green sell dot, green buy dot, sorry, way back there in November. And right now, you know, that was fruitful, it's taking a vertical, this is fruitful, taking a vertical. So what we need to do from this point right now, really simple, for anyone that pays attention to the analysis on this video, we just got to kick back and wait for 5 waves, and equally look for more data and other things that tells us when to sell. But obviously the most important thing in this, you know, market is the price structure. Okay, I've taught you that if you start to create bearish price structure, at that point, you know, you see some kind of rug pull, you see 5 waves down, you trade the, you know, the ABC back up, and that's typically where you look to sell. If you nail the top, fantastic, but typically that's what I look for, the price structure, which determines whether or not we're coming for the macro correction right there. So going forward we will correct again, but I think from this point right now there will be a couple of nasty corrections that potentially shakes people out. But if we are at the same sort of scenario where we were in the previous cycle, this, you know, we should not be looking to sell anytime soon. We should just be holding on for dear life and looking to ride this all the way up before we see all the metrics stacking up that tells us when to sell. So stay tuned for that, okay, because I will deliver that message to you, but there will be data in many charts that I've taught you to look at that will deliver that data to yourself before even I do. Okay, so obviously we can all try and time the top and predict where it's going to go and things like that, but I'm just kicking back. You know, it's the same scenario I told you with XRP. For example, if we drop the XRP chart in, and again XRP was part of my confluence analysis that we were going to come up in this vertical. If we take a look, this met my target. XRP, for anyone following the XRP content, we nailed the 40-cent buyback target, and at this point I flipped incredibly bullish on XRP. We got a big move up, the compression, we dropped down, a little rug pull, a little shake out of people, and then boom, we bolted. But what XRP is doing, it's a looking glass, it's a clue, because it's actually doing something. It's front running this market, and this is a statement I've made, and a lot of people said, you clown, you know what you're talking about, you're an idiot and things like that. But I've told you, I actually think the XRP is front running this market, and that was a clue. In July we've got the bottom on Vechain, but Vechain bottomed a month later, where XRP was just retesting that low. So the fact that, you know, we've seen this March high broken just here for XRP in the month of November, and right now a month later we're seeing the break in December, then it is front running, and we have to pay attention to XRP going forward, because obviously if XRP starts to have a whopping correction into the bear market, you would anticipate that, you know, the bear market and the big correction is just around the corner for Vechain as well, because it's lagging basically. So at the minute, pay all attention to the XRP updates, you know, really, really simple. So going forward, I just think we've got to kick back, relax. It's the same, you know, message I'm saying to the XRP you know, community as well. We just got to kick back, relax, and just rely on data. Anyone can say the top is in there, whatever, and we can drop fibs and things like that, but we've just got to relax and wait, you know, for the data to stack up that says, okay, the reversal's in, the top's in, I'm exiting, I'm out, and at that point, you know, you're in massive profit. Really, really simple. So for me at the moment, I'm just holding on. So the target's really, really simple. If we get this impulse, and so far it looks as though we're potentially in it right now, if we get this beautiful impulse going forward, where could we go to in this particular impulse for Vechain? So what I'm looking at is basically really, really simple. We are right here, right now, where we are previously for Vechain. We're taking out resistance of that impulse, the 60 cent, I think around about 60% correction, wasn't it? We measured that right at the bottom. We've got the falling wedge, bullish divergence, breakout, back test, see you later, breakout, back test, see you later. So this is where I think we are right now, pushing up above this high. We're pushing up above this high. So, and it, you know, correction back down and a continuation would not surprised me. But where could we go if we have found a beautiful 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup just like this? Okay, we've got some kind of beautiful 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup where we get that last leg like that for Vechain, okay, in that last impulse. If that's the case, where could we go to? Well, my minimal target is this orange line here, around about 0.63236. That is my minimal target, because from this low here, from that low to that high, that is roughly the 1.272 fib. Now, in my anticipation, if this is indeed the last leg and a very, very bullish move up for the crypto markets, and especially Vechain, we could go well beyond that. You know, we could be looking at these levels here. We've got the 1414 at 96 cents, and we've got the 1618 at $1.77. So in the meantime, we've just got to relax, kick back. Once we create this, you know, rug pull, we'll have a retracement, which is your B. That will be the telltale sign that we're coming in for the macro correction right there. And at the minute, you know, there's no sign of it. So we just got to relax and kick back. But obviously, those are people aware, we do have these horrible corrections before we start to have this huge, huge crash and correction that enters this prolonged, you know, downtrend right there for Vechain. So far so good. Now we are retracing at the moment. We're coming up the stairs, so we're taking out the 0.5 fib, which is always synonymous with a dead cat bounce. So the further we start to come up these fibs, the more we increase the probability of taking out the 1 fib, which is the all-time high, and running to the 1.272 at 0.65 So for me personally, I was buying a chunk of Vechain on this bottom here. So right now, if this continues and we do see the all-time high, this was a whopping 2,973% trade that I entered right there against all the odds and expectations and the naysayers and the doomsayers. This is where I jumped into Vechain after riding this beautiful wave up, taking some profit, going traveling, going to the Euros, jump back in, and right now I'm looking to ride it up. That could be an amazing trade for us going forward. So I keep updated as best I can on my projections going forward, but that is it right now. That's really simple to say. We're marching up the stairs. There will be corrections along the way, but structurally, if we lose this low now, obviously this low from which we've come, then obviously this is some kind of ABC back up and we'll roll into the bear at that point. We won't see all-time highs. So this is why you got to pay attention to the structure over anything, okay? Going forward, this is your bull market support. The lows that we put in September, they are your bull market lows right there. And obviously it starts to move up the stairs. Now what I'm looking for in the Vechain chart is this vertical right now, this beautiful vertical. Is there any confluence to that? Well, yes, there is. The total 2 chart right there. So understand the update. Remember, get involved in the Discord. Thank you for support. I wish everyone most luck going forward. But my target right now, if we break the 1 fib, which is your all-time high, then I'm looking at 0.6257. It's a whopper. Hope you enjoyed that update. Stay off, stay strong, stay tuned, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.